Hey everyone, today we are back in the weekly pack, and man, let me tell you, this weekly pack is so much fun. I believe it is Hurt and either Buff or Toys. I thought it was Buff at first, but I think it's the Toy synergy. So when random packs are generated, it'll pick, I believe, two synergies and kind of, mix and match a bunch of pets from different tiers of that synergy, so at least you have some options. The past weeklies, we've gotten the roll synergy, which has been pretty devastating. Hamster, ostrich. And we've had some other ones that have been pretty tough to work with within the weekly. You usually have to play with the meta. You can't really play around the meta or avoid the meta. You can at a certain point, but this one is a lot more forgiving, a lot other options. Now you do need to scale to a certain point. If you have abilities, you don't need to scale as much. If you have good equipment, you don't need to scale as much, but the bottom line is you need to scale. Where does the scaling start? It all starts with the leech. I mean, technically it starts with the tier 1 toy pet there. Is that the ferret? It's not the pheasant. I think it's the ferret. Sometimes I don't look at these pet names for a while, and it's a reminder to me as well that I need to, I think I need to do a better job explaining some things. When I first started making videos, I was kind of explaining everything thoroughly, kind of catering to both new and experienced players, and I realized my videos got to a point where I don't explain as much. I kind of assume an initial, knowledge gap that's already bridged. So I don't know, I've gotten some comments kind of asking some questions, and I'm like, man, did I really not explain that? So I'm going to try to be better about it. The leech, of course, at the end of turn, it will do 1 damage, or 2 or 3, depending on its level, to the nearest friend ahead, gain 1, 2, or 3 health. And the leech camel is the strongest combo out of the gate. It's one of the strongest tier 3 combos in the game. You can basically get a leech camel set up. You don't have to worry about leveling the leech. All you have to do is worry about leveling the camel and keeping the camel healthy so you don't faint it. And then your leech is going to get to like 30 attack, 50 health in no time. It's going to get a lot more health than attack because it gives itself health. The camel gives more health than attack. But regardless, the strongest combo. And look at the shop real quick. This is a foreshadow. Some of these pets in here, including the parrot that I froze. The parrot, shout out Rev GT, and Grounded Sap, their top 10 lists. The parrot is definitely the most versatile pet in the game because it can become any pet, but it's arguably the most dominant, the best pet in the game because of that fact. You can scale it up as a tier 4 and then essentially make it a tier 6 by just putting a tier 6 in front of it. So we utilize the parrot in a very fun way. It's actually the final bonus clip riding off into the sunset. And if you're interested in a very, very strong parrot meta, I don't run this combo too much in this weekly because it is too strong. Teams have zero chance to compete with it. The team scales to 50-50 in a matter of a couple turns. And if you know, you know. If not, we will see you in the bonus clip. I'm going to leave it at that. So I brought in the rootling on this team just kind of as a nothing else to really take, and just because I figured I'm going to be throwing some lettuce on the leech and camel. The rootling can get a couple lettuce hits, and that way it can maybe scale a couple things we pivot in, or it can help keep the camel alive. So I don't usually buy a rootling unless I am hard committing to it. For example, if you buy a rootling in this pack, there's broccoli. You buy a rootling and you just keep spamming broccoli on it. You get it to like a 1 attack, 20 health stat line. Or maybe you get it to like a 114 stat line or something. And then you start throwing pears on turn 7 on the rootling. And it can go pretty crazy. I actually had an opportunity for a 5-of-a-kind rootling. It's one of the scaling 5-of-a-kinds I've wanted to get for a long time. I consistently go for it whenever it's in a weekly pack. And by consistently go for it, I mean I don't grind for it, I just look for it, and I'll have a couple opportunities to get it. And I try to capitalize on those opportunities. Super fun, super difficult 5-of-a-kind. because it's a 1-5 stat line at the beginning, so pivoting all the pets in is rather difficult. I think a frog swap, or maybe a couple frog swaps. Maybe I need to get my Tamarin frog swap going for 5-of-a-kind rootling. That would be pretty nice. And yeah, I brought in the axolotl. So you see I have axolotl, I have rootling, I have leech camel. What is going on here? It's like usually I have these weekly videos where I'm not going all out and scaling. I'm not, you know, what is happening? And I know the title and thumbnail, right? We're talking about Leviathan Wakes. So something's gonna happen at a certain point in this run. I'm just kind of stalling it out. But you can tell at this point, while I'm playing the game, I have no idea what to do. I'm like, okay, well, this camel is probably not going to stay. I got the leech to level 2. I really don't know why. Probably because this was, I think, the second or third day into the weekly, so I had a good amount of games under my belt already, and I wasn't really focused on going crazy with the leech. Sometimes I would try to get the leech to level 2 or 3, and then I would try to feint stuff with the leech. So instead of bringing in the Triceratops, I would bring in a pet that I would want to permanently feint. Not too many in this pack, but yeah, we get the axolotl and the Triceratops to show up, so it kind of makes sense to buy them. And of course, we're just going to stack. I believe I was rolling for a radish there for the Triceratops, or a chocolate potentially. And yeah, at this point, just run the 3 squad because the leech Triceratops, we want to make sure that scaling gets targeted to units we want to keep. And notice I keep saying units we want to keep. That's kind of the key word in this is you can fall behind very quick in this weekly. So it's very important to recognize units we want to keep, especially the lower tier units if there's any you want to carry to the late game. And make sure you're trying to target the scaling, trying to target things, even if it means being greedy. You see this run, I have 4 hearts remaining. I only have 5 trophies, so this run's going to go to turn 15 plus, 16 plus. But I'm not too worried about losing hearts. So that's why I went down to 3 squad. Now we're in the 4 squad. I actually decide I can take a piranha for a couple turns. Probably just let it feint next turn. And get a little more attack on my team now. Typically you bring the piranha in super late and kind of get the attack at the end of the run. I figured let's get the attack now while we level our Triceratops to 2. And then we can eventually move the Triceratops back in front of the leech and get our stats. And we level up into Leviathan. Why am I freezing a Leviathan when I have this whole team here? I don't know. I didn't really use it yet this weekly, so I froze it. Highland Cow would be easy to take and throw a radish on and win the game, probably. Wasn't too interested in that. So we feinted the piranha. The radish on the tier 3 units is really good, especially if you're statting them up. You seem to get garlic a lot, and it's just so good. So we get to turn 12 and decide to buy an anglerfish. Anglerfish, always a great option. There was a time this weekly, what happened? I saw a sloth. I had a mongoose frozen, and I believe the run was a dire situation. So I think I bought the mongoose first. And then I had essentially 4 rolls to find anglerfish. I found one. I did not hit the sloth. I was very, very sad. Assuming that's my only sloth opportunity this weekly. I don't know why I'm saying that. Like, I expect a sloth every week now, but it seems to happen. And I'm not playing an insane amount like I do sometimes. Like last week, I only had a couple weekly videos. This week, seemed to get some good games quick, so I didn't play as much as I typically do at this point, but there could be it could be a 4 weekly video weekly. So I figure with the Leviathan, what we could do is we could basically use it for some residual stats. I kind of like the little 3 squad we had going with the axolotl, Triceratops, and the leech. Luckily, the Triceratops is not hitting the Leviathan. But this isn't it. You probably think, oh, this is Leviathan Wakes. Like, oh, cool, great. Like, nothing special here. Get ready for it. So we have a 16/16 fish. We have a level 3 Leviathan in the works. I checked the ability there very quick to see the stats. I believe it just goes from a 12/12 to an 18/18 fish or something like that.
Reject.
And we sell the whole team. Can we win? Can we win with a level 3 Leviathan? We only have 2 pets right now. We're going to get 1 more pet every turn. And I am not allowed to have any other pet permanently on my team. Of course, I am allowed to buy toys. Buying a toy, I buy a television. That's actually hilarious. I thought I was going to get a coconut or a peanut. I was like, that's completely pointless with this 2 squad. Even with a coconut or peanut, this team has 0 chance to win on turn 14. And there you go. We get soloed by a front Nyala. I bet that's very rarely happened to people, getting soloed by a Nyala. And look at that. We got 2 level 3s. Use the chocolate on the bluefish turn 15 for the extra stats. And yeah, I decided to just get some equipment. I figured the Leviathan probably going to be one of the lower statted units, so it can stay in the back. And of course, we get absolutely smashed again. So it's not looking good. Really, really not looking good. Should have stuck with the hurt pets. I don't know why I'm trying Leviathan right now. But I thought this was really cool because it kind of feels like old Leviathan, where you level it up and then you keep the bluefish as pets on your team because they're so high statted. You don't see this too often. Typically you see Leviathan used on the 4 squad and then you immediately sell the fish, and you sell the fish every turn. You use it for the little stats the fish gives, you use it for extra gold generation, and then you have that extra buy-sell slot. Of course, it is the most popular with the Leviathan Team Spirit Starfish combo. Super broken. You can scale a team to the moon if you get the setup correct. Now we have a full team again. Yay! Only 1 heart remaining though. Still on the 9 trophies. We only need that 1 win. Needed 1 win for a while, and we still have 1 turn left on our coconut toy, our palm tree. So we get a coconut on our biggest fish in the front. And our team is like medium size. Get 2 Yggdrasil fruits. You know what? We've got some equipment. We've got stats. Can we get it done? Ooh, that's a big guinea fowl. That really hurts. But we get some good trades. The goats get the trade, and then the second batch of goats gets the win. Let's freaking go, Leviathan Wakes. I was so satisfied selling that super strong team, losing 3 or 4 times in a row while we're building the team back with the Leviathan, and then absolutely going for glory. So here you go. We're going to get into more of the fun with the hurt pets. Kind of going to try to stick with that theme a little bit until the final bonus clip with the parrot. I want to mention that again because it's pretty insane. And like I said, I wanted to hide it back there because there's some shame associated with it. But yeah, this run was the big tuna. So I got the leech tuna going. And I wanted to basically see how many times can you hurt the tuna, and basically maximize the stats that the tuna is going to pass. So when you do this, you basically want to get at least level 2 tuna, preferably level 3 tuna. It's one of the few times I would go for like the level 3 pet. And let's see, I think getting 10 plus hertz is pretty good, considering you're putting this in when you already have a couple trophies. So, you know, 6, 7, 8 hertz is probably standard. If you can get to 10 plus, that means like, yeah, you're going the long game. You're keeping that leech. You're committed to the leech on it. And look what else I got going here. I've got a separate leech that's 1.5, and it is working on fainting an ant right now. And there's a tuna. We can stack that, get some of our attack back. Throw a very high value lettuce. And we get the tuna level up next turn, which is awesome. So we're going to fast forward this since it's the bonus clip. Now we're on turn 13, 7 trophies, 3 hearts remaining. I just highlighted over the tuna, but I did not see. Hopefully I see again. We'll see in battle. I know the final number. Oh, it's 10. Hey, we got to 10 on turn 13. I think that's basically the fastest you can go. Maybe, I think you can get it set up potentially one turn before. But this is close to as good as you can get. So it felt pretty good. And when I have ran the big tuna teams in the past, including in Star Pack, I don't think I've ever really ran this combo. At least I haven't ran it this strong. And shout out to the toys in this pack. The toys are so strong. I am risking the Leech Triceratops hitting the Puma here. Hopefully it doesn't. Good thing it didn't. It hit our healthy Leech. Would prefer it to hit probably anything else, but that's fine. And when you get the double Leech setup, it's just so strong. We almost lost that, actually. So we go to 9 trophies with our big tuna. Level 3 Triceratops, by the way, too. That's the great thing about the Leech. You can see I got 1 Leech to level 2. Definitely didn't need to do that. The good thing about running double Leech and leaving them at low levels is that you can focus your levels on the other pets. So level 3 tuna, level 3 Triceratops is awesome. I think I'm holding out for a potential mongoose here, but with 5 gold, I can buy the pair. Kind of maximize the stats there. Thought about freezing the Mosey, but don't want to risk the Triceratops hitting a pet that we don't want to keep. And we're at 9 trophies anyway, so the plan is to win. And let's see. Ooh, these woodpecker teams are scary. Yeah, it's a good amount of stat. Oh, they're still going. And our big tuna, 14 hertz. So it's 14 times. It's going to give, what, 3/3 in stats? That's pretty good. Pretty nice. And we get the dub with 2 HP. Let's freaking go, big tuna. Shout out Jim. Look, it's another big tuna. I don't think I went as big on this tuna though. But as you can see, double Leech again. We are having way too much fun with this. I think I was saving the camel to stack. And actually have equipment on everything in this run. Oh, I was using Cuckoo. So I was going potentially tuna Cuckoo, camel Cuckoo. I don't really know. I was just using the Cuckoo. Unfortunately, we got some Leech Cuckoo action. Doesn't really help out there. But for once, we did not have a back Yggdrasil fruit. The opposing team did, and we beat them. So I thought that was cool. So let's get into more hurt teams. This is just showing more variations of the teams you can have fun with. Elephant, of course. Elephant is one of the strongest tempo hurt synergy pets in the game. Tier 3, really good base stats. When you first bring it on your team, if you don't have anything for it to hurt, just put it in the back of your team. And here we go. It's set up to buy, sell these small ones. And actually using the camel to give the Triceratops a little more HP kind of all makes sense since we have good amount of stats on the Leech and Elephant already. Got the flashlights going on the Elephant. The toys to kind of help keep the scaling going is so nice. And yeah, sometimes you're building a good team, but it's just not good enough. But we got some more chances here, so hopefully we can get it done. And the Elephant, Camel, Triceratops, so strong. We get a chili from the Radish on the Triceratops just to hammer it home. Now we got a lemon on our Triceratops, but unfortunately it gets overridden by some Tasty. And we will take your PDF snipes. We embrace those. These hurt teams, I mean, it's a very consistent build, right? You start at the lower tiers, find yourself a leech, find yourself a camel, and then go from there. You can easily pivot off camel to triceratops. You can even pivot off of camel to other pets you want to feint and level up the leech, get some other form of scaling going. You know, just get an axolotl and some radishes. That's not even like one of the synergies of this weekly, right? It's not a perk weekly, but yet axolotl and radish exists. It absolutely blows my mind. I've pretty much avoided it all weekly, except what you're gonna see coming up in a bit here. If you typically don't watch the bonus clips, I'd say just skip ahead towards the end and see what the team is. It's pretty disgusting. So, more double leech. We're getting to the end here. We're going to show this turn, and then we're going to show kind of some quick clips of the battles. What do you do here? This is the one game I got the peacock going early. It's really fun to get the leech peacock set up quick. Get the peacock to level 2 as fast as you can. And then you basically keep the leech behind the peacock until it approaches 50 attack. And then you can move the leech to wherever. And I think, was that a triceratops I had in the shop? So my thought was I was going to sell the penguin for the triceratops. Well, the triceratops gives 3/3 in stats. The penguin right now is giving 4/4. So might as well just keep the penguin. That's kind of my thought there. Get the draw. Okay, so let's see what we got in these other battles. We got our 50 attack peacock. Looks like this will be the last turn that the leech will be behind it. And these other teams are getting pretty big. But our leech is bigger. The Markhor. Shout out the Markhor. I have a very, very fun Markhor run. Probably going to be, I would assume, a bonus clip in the next video. Maybe the longer bonus clip with music, because it turned out to be pretty cool. You can have some fun with it. There's good trumpet generation. Of course, the Highland Cow is the best to pair with the Markhor because you get the immediate start of battle trumpets. Any other trumpet generation you use, like the Blackneck Stilt, the Nyala is going to have to feint, so it's not going to benefit from the scaling from the Markhor, which is fine as well, but, you know, just makes it a little trickier. Maybe you run Markhor and T-Rex. And as you can tell, I have fully embraced the scaling in this weekly. So as we approach riding off into the sunset here, I just want to mention the parrot again in this final bonus clip. Take your guesses now. It's a multiple parrot run, a parrot chain. What do we chain the parrot with? Oh, I've kind of made some hints at it, so you probably already know. But I'll leave it at that. So if you hung around this long, I really do appreciate it. Let me know what you think about this weekly pack. I'm having a ton of fun. I think there might be a lot of people out there that probably don't like it. So people probably see me saying this and are like, what is this guy saying? But yeah, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. As always, have a fantastic day. We'll catch you in the next one.
Sleep, yeah. Only miss you when I'm breathing in too deep, yeah. Am I just your little secret? I didn't hear the sirens. I didn't wanna see the warning signs, and now I pay the price, yeah. Oh, I should've known. It hits me like a tidal wave every time you say my name. It hits me like a tidal wave. It hits me like a tidal wave. A tidal wave. Tidal wave. Tidal wave. Tidal wave. sirens. I didn't wanna see the warning signs, and now I pay the price, yeah. Oh, I should've known. It hits me like a tidal wave every time you say my name. It hits me like a tidal wave. It hits me like a tidal wave. A tidal wave. Tidal wave. Tidal wave. Tidal wave. I am broken, words unspoken. I'm afraid I'm drowning underneath. I got lost in summer feelings. Now I can't seem to find my way to breathe. Need you by my side. I can't sleep at night. Let's get lost in time. Leave it all behind. Love can get so rough. Hope that I'm enough. Let me be the one for you. I'm trying not to let go of my pride, but every time you come back, it's like falling down these lies again. This feeling that I have deep down inside. I just wanna be the one you need. And now I need you by my side. I can't sleep at night. Let's get lost in time. Leave it all behind. Love can get so rough. Hope that I'm enough. Let me be the one for you.
No, I can't take the silence. Now I find comfort in the rain. Tell me, who can I rely on when those I love cause me pain? She dreams of you, she calls your name at night. I'm frozen in the snow, can't win this fight. This is heart robbery.